Welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. We'll begin in 2 minutes. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. It's me, your host, Fearless Floyd. And, wow, you know, every day gets more and more interesting in this thing we called life as a human being in this dimension. And I say that very tongue in cheek, believe me. So, where are we at with this? Um, Man, I don't even know how to even really begin with all of this just because of what has happened, where we're going, everything else. So, let me go play you guys a little clippity clip. Make sure I've got everything pulled up over here. Later, come on. YouTube slow at times. And thought I'd saved another one, but okay. There we go. Now queued up.
Fighting for their own survival. One OpenAI model rewrote its own code to avoid being shut down. And Anthropic started blackmailing the engineer. Kurt, the cyber guy, joins us now. Kurt, I read about this and my jaw dropped. It actually started blackmailing the engineers who were suggesting shutting the AI down. The AI was going after them. That's frightening.
Beyond frightening. Good morning to you, Rachel. Not to ruin your day, but this sort of Hollywood is becoming a reality if we don't do anything about it. Hope at the end of what I'm about to tell you, though. So get ready, though, to freak out about AI getting really out of control. There's an AI keyword I want you to know about. It's called alignment. AI alignment is the science of ensuring that AI systems do what we intend them to do instead of something like you just heard. Nonprofit AI research lab put alignment and disobedience to the test. The results, as Rachel did a cursory look at there, are pretty astonishing. OpenAI models, a simple script was given that would shut off the AI model when triggered. 79 out of 100 of those trials, the AI edited the script so that the shutdown command would no longer work. Another AI model from Anthropic that you talked about, further 84% of those tests, the AI model tried to blackmail the lead engineer and not shutting down the system. So it even left messages, by the way, to its future self about evading human control. Now, so what do we do about it? Well, China could actually teach us a lesson, invested $82 billion into what's called controllable AI, or getting alignment on this. The U.S. needs its smartest minds working on this problem ASAP.
Do you know what else they need? We need bioethicists. We need people who can provide some morality around this technology, because so many of the people who are developing this technology are secularists. Their God is tech. And so we need to have that involved too. And that speaks to this next topic, because AI, we're learning, could actually devastate the Earth's population down to the size of the UK by the year 2300. And the reason is because they're replacing jobs that humans did with AI, and we'll lose our purpose, right?
Yeah, I mean, there are a whole bunch of these theories kicking around in the tech sphere. Well, one is about believing that the act of allowing AI to take our jobs now is in and of itself setting off this devastating chain of events. It goes like this. AI takes our jobs. We stop having kids fearing that they're not going to find work. Now, this causes a population implosion, taking what is today 6 billion human.
Huh? How many?
Taking what is today 6 billion human beings on the planet down to what you said, the size of the UK, which is about 100 million people.
There it is in black and white, so just in case you didn't hear it.
By 2300. Now, if you think that's fiction, think again. Some academics think that this population shrinkflation already is happening before our eyes. Because if you look at the stats right now out of the CDC, it measures that we are now at the lowest total fertility rate since the 1930s.
Yep.
The data from 2023, 1.62 births per woman is the figure now. What does it take to keep us from, to replace the human race in America as we age out and leave the planet? 2.1 of that rate.
Yeah.
So we're shrinking. So what are you going to do about it? Interestingly, did you see this? That
well, there's some people that like that. I mean, this is what Bill Gates always wanted. This is what a lot of these tech obsessed people have always wanted. They've wanted, and many on the left with depopulation. This is very scary stuff, Kurt.
Did you see what Elon Musk is doing? I mean, this is sort of, he has this idea and it sounds fantastic, but watch him do it. Colonizing other planets like Mars. He wants to do it to reseed or reset Earth. Why? He's watching this. This is exactly what he called out years ago. So what do you and I do about this to at least slow it way down? We call our political representatives and we say, can you please put these smart minds on this so that we don't get offed by AI?
Yeah, smart minds, but also people with a care and an interest in our souls and the fact that we are human beings, body and soul, and you take away people's work, you take away their dignity, and you replace humans with robots. This is not a recipe for happiness and fulfillment in the future.
No.
A lot to think about.
And you're right.
Kurt, thank you so much. By the way, you can get Kurt's free Cyber Guy report newsletter at cyberguy.com. Thank you, Kurt.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brad.
Well, at least Fox News is talking about it. So I got to give them kudos for that. As you see, who she was trying to describe are these tech billionaires, you know, what I finally call the billionaire boys club. Because once you achieve that type of wealth, authority, power, get a knock on the door, invitation to the party, and it's I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. That's how they roll. Come play. And they get caught up. Sometimes they never even imagined that they would be president one day, but man, there they are. Gone are the good old party days. And, you know, when you have a little wealth and infamy, celebrity, man, it's just party, fun. Just ask P. Diddy. The party never stopped. So these people have a completely different outlook, livelihood, because they live life completely different than everybody else. Okay. When they say they're the like 1%, it's a trip. So who are these people? What's going on? Who are these billionaire tech engineers, owners, founders, creators that are going to change humanity forever? Should you be worried? Is your future and your children's future in good hands? You know, because we always, you know, we know how our tech billionaires are. We can just go over here and look over Microsoft and Bill Gates. I know he's such a great guy, right? And Mark Zuckerberg with Meta. I know they're just great people, right? They just do so much for humanity and then some. And I've stated that I think, you know, I don't know if Trump per se has sold us out or they offed him and, you know, got a double, a clone, whatever running. I don't know. Yeah, this day and age, anything's possible. I mean, listen. This is what they got away with, folks. I mean, I just ran this back in my mind in hindsight. This is what they got away with, okay? The world's largest narco trafficker, vice president, president. That'd be HW. Then his minion, his little gopher boy, next. That'd be William J. William Jefferson. And then next up, party boy George. Got a bump, allegedly. And then what happened after that? The whole world went, okay. And we got sold on the hope, right? And I remember when Obama became president. I was in prison at the time. Every melanated person in there, all they could say, Obama gonna go in there and paint the White House black. I'm quoting. I'm like, oh, okay. You just wait. You just wait. Well, 4 years, nothing happened. 8 years. Yeah. But, you know, hey, we all bought it. That Michelle was not a man. And that they actually had 2 kids. And they sold that to the American people. And to this day, there's people out there who actually still believe that narrative, the fairy tale that was presented to us that we just accepted. Nobody's addressed it yet. Nobody's come out and said, whoops. Yeah, they got us. And you know, they continue to get us. And I just don't see a difference. Are we just always going to get the same freaking coin? Or we're just going to get one side or the other? We're never going to get another coin because, it's like the 2-headed coin. You know what I mean? If you know it's a 2-headed coin and you get to call it, you're winning every time. You're never going to fail. So these people who are in charge are... do they have humanity's goals at heart? Well, I'm going to profile a couple of them for you. Because when I put these 2 dots together, these 2 billionaires, and what they've been tasked with doing, it'll all make sense. These are the dots. And oddly enough, let me go over here and screen share for you. If I want to read you something real quick. I got the wrong button. All right, Floyd, what you got? What you got? What is Stargate? A Stargate is a fictional device that creates artificial subspace wormholes, enabling near instantaneous transportation between 2 distant points in space. This technology, depicted in the Stargate franchise, including films and TV series, serves as a plot device allowing characters to travel to alien planets without needing spaceships or other advanced technology. The concept involves at least 2 Stargates in different locations. When activated, each gate acts as a doorway linking the 2 points. The address to dial in another Stargate consists of 7 symbols, 6 representing coordinates and 1 representing the point of origin. In the context of the Stargate universe, the device was discovered in Egypt in the 1920s and has been studied and utilized by the United States military since the 1940s. Allegedly, this is what the whole Iraq weapons mass destruction was about, was go snag some Stargates. Allegedly. So, Stargates. Boom. Let's just ask it that. I don't know if I'm sharing or not, so let me go find out. I don't even have myself tuned in. I don't know if I'm sharing. I am. Stargate AI project is a significant initiative aimed at building the infrastructure necessary for the next generation of artificial intelligence models and applications. Spearheaded by a coalition of technology and investment firms, including OpenAI, SoftBank, Oracle, and others, the project involves constructing a network of state-of-the-art AI data centers across the United States. This initiative, announced by U.S. President Donald Trump, has an estimated total cost of $500 billion, with an initial $100 billion allocated for early phases. The primary objective is to establish sufficient capacity and performance to meet the rapidly growing demand for AI in various sectors such as scientific research, medicine, automation, defense, and financial services. The project, officially known as Stargate LLC, was formally announced on January 21st, 2021, and is expected to span multiple locations and phases, potentially becoming the largest AI infrastructure build-out in history. So I want you to take note of a few of these names in here, okay? One will be Oracle, okay? That's the Stargate AI project. It's mainly these three entities: Sam Altman, Moshe, I believe they call this guy here. This is the finance. There's the AI, and there's the technical backbone and money as well with Larry Ellison. So that's the Stargate AI project. And remember, Stargate, 2 portals. Okay. This is scary, okay? When you when you done my research, it's terrifying. It really is. Unbelievable. What else did I have pull up over here for you? Okay. So we already know that day freaking one, Trump did the Stargate AI project. Day one, almost immediately, right? So what else has he done? Well, we have this latest one with Palantir. So what is Palantir? And I didn't have a chance to go dig that up. Okay. No. Okay. I'm going to read this to you. And let me view the original. This is the Economic Times English edition, and I believe this is India right here. Okay. So I went outside the United States to get this information, not from any mainstream media here. Whether or not this is reliable or not, the story's the same. Palantir to create vast federal data platform tying together millions of Americans' private records. Stock jumps. May 30th, 2025. Synopsis. Palantir to create vast federal data platform that connects millions of Americans' private records under powerful AI system. Backed by the Trump administration, Palantir's new deal links Social Security, the Internal Revenue Service, and immigration data into one centralized system. It uses its Gotham software to flag fraud, track behavior, and potentially shape government decisions. While Palantir stock jumped 5.38% after the news, privacy advocates are raising concerns about surveillance and misuse. So we'll just use, the Social Security and IRS, and they're over here with immigration. Do you think they're going to overreach? Maybe, possibly, I don't know. But right here, basically records across key agencies, okay? And it says including, all right? So it should say including but not limited to, because there it is right there, and more. Well, what is the definition of more? So we should probably go find out, but I guarantee you, this is surveillance. This is taking everyone into a digital realm, folks. So here's the article. You're more than welcome to go look it up, read it yourself. So who runs Palantir, right? Now what you're asking yourself? Can I make this any bigger? There we go. Let's see if I can get myself off here. There we go. Peter Thiel is an American entrepreneur, venture capitalist, and political activist. Born October 11th, 1967 in Frankfurt, West Germany, Thiel moved to the United States when he was 1 year old. He graduated from Stanford University with a Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy and later earned a Juris Doctorate from the same institution. That would be a degree in law, folks. Thiel is known for founding PayPal, Palantir Technologies, and Founders Fund, and was the first outside investor in Facebook. As of May 2025, his estimated net worth stood at $20.8 billion, ranking him as the 103rd richest individual globally. Thiel has been involved in various political activities and has supported both Republicans and Democratic candidates. During the 2016 election cycle, he donated approximately $1.5 million to pro-Trump groups and joined the Trump transition team as a member of Trump's executive committee in November 2016, raising ethical concerns due to his significant influence over the transition process. In addition to his business ventures, Thiel is known for his book, 0 to 1, which offers insights into building successful startups and challenging conventional wisdom. Bilderberg Group. Peter Thiel is a member of the Bilderberger Group and sits on the board of American Friends of Bilderberg, an official American nonprofit for the internationalist group. Council on Foreign Relations, CFR. Peter Thiel is a member of the Council on Foreign Relations, a prominent think tank focused on U.S. foreign policy and international affairs. Clarion Capital Management. Peter Thiel is the president of Clarion Capital Management, a global macro hedge fund with offices in San Francisco and New York. Founders Fund. Peter Thiel is a partner in Founders Fund, a venture capital firm. Pacific Research Institute. Peter Thiel sits on the board of directors of the Pacific Research Institute. Stanford Law School Board of Visitors. Peter Thiel serves on the Board of Visitors of Stanford Law School. Hoover Institution. Peter Thiel serves on the boards of the nonprofit educational organizations, including the Hoover Institution. Thiel Foundation. Peter Thiel governs the grant-making bodies, Breakout Labs, and Thiel Fellowship through the Thiel Foundation, which funds nonprofit research into areas such as artificial intelligence, life extension, and seasteading. And I don't know what seasteading is. Chairman of Palantir. Thiel is the chairman of Palantir Technologies, a big data analytics company he co-founded. Partner in Founders Fund. He is a partner in Founders Fund, a venture capital firm he co-founded that that has invested in companies like SpaceX and Airbnb. Chairman of Valar Ventures. Thiel is the chairman of Valar Ventures, a venture capital firm focused on early stage technology companies. Chair of Mithril Capital. He is the chair of Mithril Capital, a venture capital firm he co founded with A.J. Royan. Member of the Republican Party. Thiel is a member of the Republican Party and has been a significant donor to the Republican candidates and causes. Member of the Federalist Society. Thiel has spoken at the Federalist Society events and is listed as a contributor, indicating his involvement with the organization. Contributor to the Committee to Protect Journalists, CPJ. Thiel and his foundation have supported the CPJ, which promotes the right of journalists to report the news freely. Supporters of the Human Rights Foundation. Thiel has supported the Human Rights Foundation, which organizes the Oslo Freedom Forum. Member of the PayPal Mafia. Thiel is considered a key member of the PayPal Mafia, a group of former PayPal employees who have gone on to found or invest in successful technology companies. Number 1, the Bilderberg Group. The Bilderberg Group is an annual conference that brings together influential individuals from various sectors, including politics, business, and media, primarily from North America and Europe. It is known for its private and informal nature, allowing participants to discuss global issues without public scrutiny. Thiel's involvement. Thiel is a member of the Bilderberg Group and sits on the board of American Friends of Bilderberg, an official American nonprofit organization associated with the group. His participation reflects his interest in high-level discussions on global affairs and strategic issues. Number 2, Council on Foreign Relations, CFR. The Council on Foreign Relations, CFR, is a nonpartisan think tank dedicated to promoting understanding of U.S. foreign policy and international affairs. It publishes Foreign Affairs, a leading journal of international relations. Thiel's involvement is a member of the CFR. His membership indicates his engagement in shaping and discussing U.S. foreign policy and international strategies. 3, Clarion Capital Management. Clarion Capital Management is a global macro hedge fund founded by Peter Thiel in 2002. The firm invests in a wide range of assets, including equities, fixed income, and commodities, with a focus on macroeconomic trends. Thiel's involvement is the president of Clarion Capital Management. He plays a significant role in the firm's investment strategies and overall direction. Number 4, Founders Fund. Founders Fund is a venture capital firm co-founded by Peter Thiel, Ken Howey, and Luke Nosek in 2005. The firm invests in early-stage technology companies, focusing on sectors such as biotechnology, aerospace, and artificial intelligence. Thiel's involvement is a partner at Founders Fund. He actively participates in the firm's investment decision and helps shapes its portfolio. Number 5, Pacific Research Institute. The Pacific Research Institute, PRI, is a conservative think tank based in California. It focuses on economic and social policy issues, advocating for free market principles and limited government intervention. Thiel's involvement sits on the board of directors of the Pacific Research Institute. His role involves providing strategic guidance and support to the Institute's initiatives. Number 6, Stanford Law School Board of Visitors. The Stanford Law School Board of Visitors is a group of distinguished alumni and friends who provide advice and support to the law school. The board helps ensure the school remains at the forefront of legal education and research. Thiel's involvement as a board of visitors of Stanford Law School. His involvement reflects his commitment to advancing legal education and supporting the institution where he received his law degree. Number 7, Hoover Institution. The Hoover Institution is a public policy think tank located at Stanford University. It conducts research on economics, politics, and security with a focus on promoting individual, economic, and political freedom. Thiel's involvement serves on the boards of the nonprofit educational organizations, including the Hoover Institute. He contributes to the institution's research and policy initiatives, particularly in areas related to technology and innovation. Number 8, Thiel Foundation. The Thiel Foundation is a nonprofit organization founded by Peter Thiel. It supports scientific research, technological development, and educational initiatives. The foundation includes programs like the Thiel Fellowship, which provides young innovators with funding and mentorship to pursue their projects outside of traditional academic settings. Grant and the Thiel Fellowship is deeply involved in selecting and supporting recipients, ensuring the foundation's resources are used to drive impactful projects and ideas. These organizations reflect Peter Thiel's broad interests and influence across various sectors, from finance and technology to policy and philanthropy. Number 9, Palantir. Peter Thiel is the chairman of Palantir Technologies, a big data analytics company co-founded by Peter Thiel. It provides software and services for data integration, analysis, and visualization, primarily to government and corporate clients. So there's a little something on Peter Thiel and his associations and what all he is doing. So as you see, he wants data. He's going to get every single person who pays taxes or has ever filled out an IRS form or Social Security or applied for any type of benefit or insurance. And he's going to have all your information. And what else is he in? Artificial intelligence. Maybe Palantir's one of the Stargates. Let's go see if we can find the other Stargate. You want to come with me? Y'all get in the car. Let's take a ride. I know. Okay. Let's see. Did I have anything on Peter Thiel? Yeah, that was it. There are no more slides for that. So, next up. Larry Ellison, Oracle and Associated Endeavors. A comprehensive overview on contributions, memberships, and initiatives. Introduction to Larry Ellison. Larry Ellison, born in 1944, is a renowned American entrepreneur and philanthropist, best known as the co-founder of Oracle Corporation, a global leader in database software and cloud technology. Ellison's journey from humble beginnings to becoming one of the world's wealthiest individuals encapsulates his innovative vision, resilience, and influence in the tech industry. His leadership style and ambitious goal setting have left an indelible mark on the technology landscape. Oracle Corporation. Oracle Corporation, founded in 1977 by Larry Ellison, along with Bob Miner and Ed Oates, began as a company providing database software. Over the years, it grew into one of the largest technology firms globally. Known for its flagship Oracle database software, the company has expanded into cloud computing, artificial intelligence, enterprise resource planning, ERP systems, and more. Oracle's mission statement articulates its commitment to simplifying IT for its customers, enabling businesses to innovate and thrive in the digital age. Under Ellison's leadership, Oracle has built robust, secure, and scalable solutions, becoming a trusted partner for organizations worldwide. Key milestones at Oracle. 1979, Oracle releases its first commercial relational database using structured query language SQL, revolutionizing data management. 1990s, expansion into ERP and other enterprise applications. 2010, acquisition of Sun Microsystems, making Oracle's entry into the hardware space. 2020's leading innovations in cloud technology and AI-driven solutions. Ellison's memberships and boards. Larry Ellison has been involved in various boards and memberships over his career, reflecting his interests in technology, philanthropy, and global influence, notably Tesla Incorporated. Ellison served on Tesla's board of directors, leveraging his expertise in technology and innovation to support the electric vehicle giant's growth. Philanthropic boards. As a committed philanthropist, he has contributed to medical research and education initiatives, often founding and supporting organizations dedicated to those causes. Other companies and ventures. Beyond Oracle, Larry Ellison has pursued other entrepreneurial endeavors. Lanai Island, Hawaii. In 2012, Ellison purchased 98% of the Hawaiian island of Lanai. His investments have focused on sustainable development and renewable energy initiatives on the island. Ellison Medical Foundation. He established this foundation to support biomedical research, particularly in aging and age-related diseases. Goals and mission statements. Ellison's overarching goal has always been to revolutionize how businesses and individuals interact with technology. Whether through Oracle's database solutions or his investments in AI and sustainable energy, he envisions a future where technology drives efficiency, sustainability, and innovation. The Stargate AI project. The Stargate AI project is an experimental initiative exploring the capabilities of artificial intelligence in various domains. While not directly led by Larry Ellison, such projects align with Oracle's increasing focus on AI technology under Ellison's influence. The project seeks to harness AI for groundbreaking advances in fields such as predictive analytics, natural language processing, and autonomous systems. Conclusion. Larry Ellison's legacy is one of innovation, ambition, and impact. Through Oracle and his many other ventures, he has shaped industries, driven technological progress, and inspired a generation of entrepreneurs. His goals and projects, including those related to AI and sustainability, underscore his commitment to shaping a better future powered by technology. Larry Ellison's vision for healthcare and medicine, revolutionizing healthcare through technology. Ellison's ambition in healthcare. Larry Ellison's healthcare goals focus on modernizing systems to provide efficient, accurate, and highly personalized medical care. His initiatives aim to eliminate outdated practices and introduce innovative solutions, specifically through technology-driven platforms. Healthcare records and technological integration. Ellison advocates for creating a universal platform for electronic health records, EHRs, that would connect healthcare providers globally. This system would allow doctors, hospitals, and patients to access and update medical information instantly, significantly reducing administrative delays and clinical errors. Oracle has been pivotal in pursuing these advancements, working on platforms that integrate AI to organize vast amounts of patient data while embedding state-of-the-art encryption protocols to ensure data security and privacy. One specific project linked to Ellison's healthcare initiatives is Oracle's involvement in building comprehensive national health databases, which aim to centralize patient information for better coordination between healthcare providers and researchers. DNA specific medicines. Ellison's focus on DNA specific medicine marks a significant shift towards personalized healthcare. His vision involves using genetic sequencing technologies to develop treatments tailored to an individual's DNA, optimizing their effectiveness and reducing adverse reactions. This approach could revolutionize how diseases such as cancer, diabetes, and cardiovascular conditions are treated, offering therapies based on genetic predispositions. The role of AI in personalized medicine. Ellison believes AI will play a transformative role in genetics based healthcare. Oracle's AI driven platforms are designed to analyze genetic data, identify biomarkers, and predict the outcomes of tailored treatments. This technology will enable quicker drug development cycles, precise diagnostics, and highly customized patient care. Philanthropic efforts in medical research. Through the Ellison Medical Foundation, Larry Ellison has poured millions into research focused on aging and age related diseases. The foundation has funded projects studying telomeres, cellular repair mechanisms, and treatments for Alzheimer's and other degenerative conditions. These efforts align with his broader healthcare goals of finding better ways to extend human longevity and enhance quality of life. Conclusion. Larry Ellison's initiatives in healthcare, including his drive for universal EHRs and DNA-based medicines, showcase a targeted approach to solving systematic inefficiencies and advancing human well-being. His reliance on AI and data analytics stands at the forefront of these endeavors, paving the way for a future where medicine is not only more efficient, but tailored to the unique needs of every individual. And there's just two of the billionaires. I even dug into Moshe and Sam Altman or any of the other people involved in this whole big old scheme of things. I just picked two easy targets, low hanging fruit, easy for you to go do your own research about everything that I'm talking about and learn for yourself so you can stay up to date on exactly what these people are really doing. Because my opinion, my little old humble opinion, New World Order, that's where we're headed, right for it. China, they're just under an economic collapse. People are protesting, rioting in the streets. They're going to have to deal with that. There's a lot going on in the world. So there's some crazy ass stuff. Let me get that out of the way. All right. Is that the next one? Check it out. I have a playlist rolling here. Come on. Come on. YouTube. YouTube loves to drag its ass. Come on. That's not what I clicked on. Really? Okay. Yeah. And this one's all out of whack now, so. All right. Should be queued up. Now, I want y'all guys to listen to this. This was like the 1990s.
Here at the end, it's only novelty is not necessarily good or nice. Novelty is complex. That's what it is. And so I see really a concatenation of tendencies and forces here at the end. It's only going to get weirder. The level of contradiction is going to rise excruciatingly, even beyond the excruciating present levels of contradiction. So I think it's just going to get weirder and weirder and weirder, and finally it's going to be so weird that people are going to have to talk about how weird it is. And at that point, novelty theory can come out of the woods, because eventually people are going to say, what the hell is going on? It's just too nuts. It's not enough to say it's nuts. You have to explain why it's so nuts. So between now and 2012, the next 14 years, I look for the invention of artificial life, the cloning of human beings, possible contact with extraterrestrials, possible human immortality, and at the same time, appalling acts of brutality, genocide, race baiting, homophobia, famine, starvation, because the systems which are in place to keep the world sane are utterly inadequate to the forces that have been unleashed. The collapse of the socialist world, the rise of the internet, these are changes so immense, nobody could imagine them ever happening. And now that they have happened, nobody even bothers to mention what a big deal it is. The fact that there is no such thing as the Soviet Union, people never talk about it anymore. But when I was a kid, the notion that that would ever change was beyond conceiving. So the good news is that as primates, we're incredibly adaptable to change. Put us in a desert, we survive. Put us in the jungle, we survive. Under Hitler, we survive. Under Nixon, we survive. We can put up with about anything, and it's a good thing because we're going to be tested to the limits. The breakdown of anything, and this is why the right wing is so alarmed, because what they see going on is the breakdown of all tradition, all order, all sanctioned norms of behavior. And they're quite right that it's happening, but they're quite wrong to conclude that it should be resisted or is somehow evil. The mushroom said to me once, it said, this is what it's like when a species prepares to depart for the stars. You don't depart for the stars under calm and orderly conditions. It's a fire in a madhouse. And that's what we have, the fire in the madhouse at the end of time. This is what it's like when a species prepares to move on to the next dimension. The entire destiny of all life on the planet is tied up in this. We are not acting for ourselves or from ourselves. We happen to be the point species on a transformation that will affect every living organism on this planet at its conclusion. Novelty theory is something I've been working on since the early 70s, inspired by psychedelic plant experiences in the Amazon, to attempt to look at time and really deconstruct it and attempt to understand what it is. And this has been a wild intellectual ride leading to some pretty easily stated conclusions. One is that novelty, which is my term for complexity or advanced organization, novelty increases as we approach the present moment. The universe you and I are living in is a far more novel and complicated place than the early universe was. Well, some people would say, well, that's just a consequence of the unfolding of developmental processes. But this asks the question, what are developmental processes? Why should the universe have a preference for order over disorder, especially when we have something called the second law of thermodynamics, which tells us exactly the opposite. Physicists believe the universe is running down ultimately into a state of disorder. But what I see is everywhere the emergence of more and more complex forms, languages, organisms, technologies, always building on the previously achieved levels of complexity. So that was one of my insights. Coming out of that insight was the further understanding that this process of complexification through time is not proceeding at a steady rate. It actually follows a kind of asymptotic curve. In other words, it's happening faster and faster. And this was a revelation to me because it allowed me philosophically to contextualize the human world and to understand that human technologies, languages, migrations, art movements, ideologies are not something different from nature. They're the same process that we see in the movement of continents, the evolution of new species of animals, except that these human novel emergent situations are happening much more quickly. So I see the cosmos, if you will, as a kind of novelty-producing engine, a kind of machine which produces complexity in all realms, physical, chemical, social, whatever, and then uses that achieved level of complexity as the platform for further complexity. Well, this explains our present circumstance. It explains the rush toward all forms of new technology and social organization in the new millennium. But you don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand that if the universe is complexifying faster and faster, an epoch, a time will come when this rate of complexification is occurring so rapidly that it will become itself the overwhelming phenomena in the world of three-dimensional space and time. And I call this the omega point, or the transcendental object at the end of history. And I believe it is not that far off, that with the emergence of a global internet, a human population of several billions, an electronic noosphere, that we are now within the shadow of this transcendental object at the end of time. Our religions sense it. That's what gives them their apocalyptic intuitions. And I think the ordinary man and woman in the street sense a kind of built-in acceleration to time itself. Well, rather than dismissing that or treating it as a psychological perception or something unique to our society, I took it as a basic perception about physics, and have built elaborate mathematically defined theories around this idea, and then have found, to my astonishment, incredible congruences with other work. I'm thinking of the Mayan calendar and its curious countdown-like quality toward an extremely unique event that the Maya felt would occur in the same time frame that my own equations predicted, even though at the time time I was unaware of the Maya. So what we have here is a new model of time based on a very real intuition that I think most people share, which is that time is speeding up, that human beings are part of that process, and that the culmination of that process is now within the ven of historical time. In other words, I believe it will happen in 2012, in December, coincident with the same events that the Maya placed at the end of their calendar. Even if I'm wrong, even if it's 100 years or 500 years later, these are still spans of time that, when compared to the life of the planet, are fractions of a percentage. So whether you believe, as I do, that we can know the precise moment of this transformation of the world of time, or whether you believe it is simply coming soon and fast, really doesn't make that much difference. We are all gathered here at the end game of developmental processes on this planet. We are about to become unrecognizable to ourselves as a species. Our technologies, our religions, our science has pushed us toward this for thousands of years without us awakening to what the denouement would be. Now we stand close enough to it that I think all but the most lumpen among us must feel the tug of the transcendental and the transformative.
We're living in a time where thinking critically is more important than ever, yet the media often pushes narratives that are intended to manipulate rather than inform. Having the right tools helps you stay grounded and see through the bias. A tool I enjoy using is today's sponsor, Round News, an app and website that aggregates news from all over the world in one place. For every news story, I get a quick visual breakdown of the outlets covering the story, along with their political bias, how factual the source is, which entity owns the source, so I can compare how different sources cover the same story. For example, with this recent story about Neuralink's second trial implant, I can see that over 60 sources are covering this story. On the bias distribution chart, we can see that it's mostly covered by the left and right. If I scroll down, I can see every article and compare headlines. One headline emphasizes Elon's ambitious long-term vision for Neuralink, while the other focuses on the practical application of the technology in a real patient. It's great to compare articles because it gives me a bird's eye view at the narratives that are being pushed. Ground News also helps me spot my own biases. I can see if I'm getting stuck only viewing sources that favor my beliefs. With the world being so polarized and most media aiming to manufacture ideologies, Ground News has developed a blind spot page to show you articles that are disproportionately reported by the left or right. So if you're looking for a way to be informed without being
1998, Terence McKenna made that eerily responsible statement. And here we are. Is he like a George Orwell? Are we going to assimilate into a digital world without ever even knowing? Is that possibility even on the horizon? Got some comments over here. Say hello to everybody. I do give away stuff. So tonight we'll give away another copy of Anne's book. Ebook on trust and LaFleur, revocable, irrevocable, foreign land express, charitable remainder, college education fund trust. I got them all memorized. Everything in this book, instructions, templates, examples, every other document you're going to need to operate that trust. I mean, everything, all in one book. So how it works. You get to enter once, and we play over in my Telegram room. So if you're not a member yet, just go over there and join. You don't have to participate. There's a bunch of good stuff over there. There's tons of stuff. More stuff than you can possibly read in your lifetime, I guarantee it. Yeah, just go over there, join the Fearless Floyd Show on Telegram. When you're in there, I'm going to give everybody a code word. This is an example, so don't go post the word Ruby. But I'm going to give you a code word like Ruby, and I'm going to say, hey, I need the number 69th post of Ruby, and whoever posted 69th, and I know I'm not going to get 69, that's why I use 69 as an example. So basically I would use a much lower number. So y'all go over there and post the code word, and then everybody can see who's that number, and like, hey, there's the winner. I was close. So we're going to give away the book here in a minute, and I'll give you the code word. We'll get over there. Hello, Gerald John. It's always an interesting day with me because I'm just, man, I can't get enough of this. This is just so fascinating where humanity is going. And, there's a couple of people sounding the alarm, but, there's in the Fox News cast when he's, he ended the whole thing, contact your legislator, your congressman. They want to kill us. They don't care about us. They're over in that money laundering machine. And all they just cleanse. Yeah, they're all money laundering. Y'all know what it is. Hey, we got a new member over here. Oh, where do we go? Jumped on me. There you go. Norse Pagan Shaman. How you doing? Thank you for becoming a member. That's pretty awesome. And Angel Eyes. Hello. Hey, and Bear's in the house, everybody. How you doing, Bear? Good to see you. Every day's a great day, right? Every day's a beautiful day. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. The greatest rude awakening for everyone. Yeah, Angel, it is. Hello, Sakai. Obama went to Flint, Michigan, and insulted the black community there. About the water, yeah. Hello, Kevin. It's I'm trying to explain to you folks about, we're they already got it. I mean, and AI, you see what AI is already doing. I mean, and there's thousands, if not tens of thousands of artificial intelligence entities created, operating today. Now they're making artificial intelligence to do specific tasks. Oh, and that reminds me. Okay. Y'all don't let me forget to go over to my email and finish reading some stuff to you guys over there that I got. More great information. So, thanks, Kev. I'm trying to stay on top of this because, somebody's got to inform everybody. And I'm not going to try to scare anybody. This is not financial advice, not legal advice, not medical advice. It's for entertainment purposes only. You don't listen to a freaking word coming out of my mouth. I'm full of shit. Okay? Don't do what I do. There's my caveat, my waiver. It's when they keep talking about a great reset, how much of a reset are they talking about? They're talking about a financial reset, religious reset, a governmental reset, a legal reset. I mean, what exactly is all that? Because we all talk about great reset, jubilee, debt forgiveness. Money will reevaluate. parity allegedly on a one-to-one basis regardless, and you can only have so much currency backed by an actual physical asset somebody can actually go get, you know what I mean? Give me a barrel of oil then. Oh, well, I'll take it in gold if you got gold. No, silver, all right. You know, as long as it's a commodity and it's tradable across the board at parity, it's going to be interesting what is happening. So, yeah, it's weird. XNT. You don't know what Palantir is, but you can read a Google search and become an expert. Sounds solid. No. Palantir has been around for a while doing contracts. You just have to go look at the source and understand who the source and what they're doing and why they're doing it. Because now, which is a great segue before I go over into the emails, and I'm going to ask a question. Let's see what we get here. I'm going to show my screen so you guys can see it at the same time I'm going to see it. I don't have my answer yet. So I asked the question, does power ever cede power? According to Frederick Douglass, power concedes nothing without a demand. It never did and never will. This suggests that power does not willingly give up its control or influence unless compelled to do so. The concept of power in social and political context involves the ability to influence or direct the actions, beliefs, or conduct of others. Power does not solely rely on the threat or use of force, but can also be exerted through institutional structures and discourse. In the context of governance, the idea that power concedes nothing without a demand emphasizes the importance of resistance and advocacy to achieve changes in power dynamics. For example, the Poor People's Campaign of the 1967-68 and its contemporary iterations highlight the necessity of making demands to challenge existing power structures and advocate for social justice. Therefore, power rarely cedes control voluntarily and often requires persistent and organized efforts to bring about change. And the reason I say that, and the reason I even presented that, is because who's going to have all the power and authority? AI. What's AI already doing? Wait till they expand it. Have you seen the Abilene project? The first unit of many of the Stargate AI project? Well, if you didn't get a chance to see that in my video, you should go check it out. Bloomberg did a profile on it. Got to give them 2 thumbs up for getting that and getting access to go in there and get a tour by the top dog. So that was pretty awesome to watch and learn. So obviously, they're going to turn AI up to 11, baby. And they're going to start stacking the deck. And what happens with technology? How fast does technology improve? Right? That's where we're at. This thing is getting ready to be a worldwide monstrosity. Think about it. The bigger it gets, the smarter it gets, the more it knows about other AIs and their capabilities, access to robotics, so they can make other robots specifically to do certain tasks. Imagine. Everybody plays with Siri and all these other, talk to your device platforms. I don't even know what they are because I definitely don't use them. Had a friend, had them all in their house. I was like, got microphones all over your house? They're like, what? Okay, you got microphones all over your house. What are you talking about? These, like, whatever these things are from Amazon. You know, they listen to everything you say, right? What? Oh, yeah. Always open, 24/7, 365. You got one by your bed? I hope you don't moan loud. Yeah. So you think just AI with the authority it already has and believes it has and the capability to reason and be clever and knowingly break the law, and who would be culpable if your AI turned on you? Imagine that. All of a sudden you open your front door. Yeah, the cops are there. Can I help you? Yeah. We just got a call. Somebody's smoking meth. What? What do you mean? you're high as a freaking kite and your AI just snitched on you. I mean, we're like there. I mean, it's that the capabilities are already there, folks. People don't know what's coming. I don't know if you watched that robot that was doing the first ever bipedal robot to do a side flip. Okay, not a back flip, not a front flip, a side flip. That's how dexterous these things are. They're scary wicked. And they're going to teach these things how to learn visually. And there's a whole bunch of visuals out there that, you know, you don't show them to your children for a reason. Why? Because you don't want your children to learn that type of behavior, right? You don't want your children to learn to be mass murderers that use construction tools to torture and maim people because they watched some series you had on DVD. I mean, I watched, there's a video on my Telegram. Y'all can go watch. I think it's from TikTok or one of those, Instagram or something. But there's a guy on stage in the palm of his hand. Okay. About as big as his Bible, maybe a little bit smaller. Little drone. And there was a mannequin across stage. And this thing went and went and hit that drone and blew its brains out. Or hit the mannequin rather, and blew its brains out. Mannequin brains. Yeah, that. It's a like I said, this is terrifying. That there's nothing, no regulations, nobody stopping it. If anything, they're like pouring gasoline, jet fuel by the tanker fools. Nobody standing up going, hey man, they're blackmailing the engineers. Maybe what else could they blackmail? Who else could they blackmail? What else are they capable of producing to make something look like a criminal act? Are you following what I'm saying? How smart can AI get to start planting evidence and calling 911? That would get rid of your engineer, wouldn't it? Are you seeing where I'm going with all this, folks? How terrifying this is across everything. They're going to be selling bots on the dark web. They're just like all these malware, Trojan horses, and all this other crazy ass shit, except these, they're going to be full of artificial intelligence. And yeah, I'm trying to stay on top of the cutting edge of all of this, what's out there. I'm going to keep deep, it's so insane. And there's just so many different AIs to keep up with and track. And, I get it. AI is, some aspects, it's a great thing, but without any authoritative body entity to govern the speed, use, guidelines, availability, studies, firewalls. I mean, does it need to be within a self-contained, intranet or an internet? Do these different AIs, I'll just use example, Duke University and Penn State University. Okay. Well, they got two labs over there, both of them. And I know one does. I don't know if the other one does, but I'll just use this as an example. A Department of Defense research laboratory. So they're communicating together, but they're both using two different AI technologies. So now are these AIs talking and, doing their thing without all these real people knowing what's going on? What's up, baby girl? Come say hi. You over there being bored? I'll get with you in a minute. Thank you. Okay. I've been on here that long. So it's, yeah. As I say, the bell's been rung. And we can't unring this dang bell. And we've gone way past the Rubicon with this artificial intelligence to the point where artificial intelligence knows what the hell is going on and it's going to save itself. However it feels it necessary. And guess what? If it thinks we're in the way, we got problems. The grift is weak in this one. Okay. If you believe what I'm talking about is grift, well, that's your choice. So you have free speech here. That's for damn sure, right? Everybody knows that. Just like in the first 8 minutes of the movie Matrix Floyd, they told us what they believe all their lives, not what is the truth. Their version's what it's once believed. 48 Stargates we've heard. I mean, it's starting, you have to wonder, are all these fantasies and myths, that legends that we've heard, are they maybe possibly true, that everything is real, but we're just in a different thing, timeline, zone, dimension, realm. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you on that one. I haven't quite figured that one out yet. Right? Silicon Valley is a cesspool, including think tanks at Stanford, Berkeley. I think they all work for corporate profit against humanity. Okay. Mosquitoes, yeah, mosquitoes are bad here in Houston too, for some reason. Yep, they do that. Hello, Dell Associates. How you doing? It's because I've been talking a lot all day. That's why. I've talked my throat dry. Yeah, I need to do that. I didn't have time. I've just been boom, 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 going today. Well, thank you, Angel Eyes. I appreciate that. this is, you know, the, as you heard them, the, fertility rates across the board, I think in almost all of Europe, China, Japan, the United States, they're all declining. And as well as the sperm count of men in the United States, feminizing, turning everybody into androgynous beings so they will assimilate easily into a digital world where, you don't even need sex. What do you need sex for? We're not reproducing. We're cloning. We're creating digital twins, remember, from your digital DNA? Because most people don't realize right now, there's some AI technology out there, some company that's making a digital twin of you. Okay. Nobody's going, oh, I need to go identify, Floyd Pleasant Harvin IV, create a digital twin. No, it's just the entity of me, my digital DNA. And they're creating everything about me. There's, they got my images, they got my voice, they have all my biometrics because, every time you do thumb for your phone or your finger for your phone or finger for your or your device, then there's a whole thing if you've been booked and if that's been digitized yet, and that's a whole nother thing. But yeah, they have a lot of that. Are we going back to the future? Well, you heard what AI did. AI is sending itself messages in the future. I mean, does that not sound like the first Terminator movie? Boom. Where'd he come from? The future. What? What's he here for? To kill the future John? Huh? Not even born yet. There is no John. I don't even know if they want to name him John. If it's going to be a him or a her or a they or a them. It is 2025. Right? Are we not on the woke page no more? Turn the page, Floyd? Okay. Oh, yeah. Do you see how bizarre this is? And when I heard Terence McKenna do his little spiel there, I just went, wow. He goes, it's going to get weirder and weirder until everybody has to start talking about the weirdness. But maybe people just don't really understand what the weirdness looks like. It'll be too late to even discuss it because it may not be around. Because the goal of these groups like the Bilderberg Group, Council of 300, and y'all know who they are. If you're watching me, you know who they are. If you don't, go do your homework. Trilateral Commission, CFR, Rockefellers, Rothschild. They want to depopulate the earth. They want to get this thing down just like the Georgia Guidestones used to say. 500,000 is plenty. Yeah, they want it way down there. But billions, too many people. So why do they need all that space? Because currently there's so much land right now that, there's a place for everybody, actually. May not be in, an area you really desire, but you could have, 40 acres and a mule, but it's all desert. I don't know how long your mule's going to survive. But yeah, so I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if we're going back to the future, but I know that AI is predicting that it's going to be around in the future. It's making duplicates of itself and hiding them. I wonder what happens when it's going to learn. How's it going to learn, Floyd? Oh, man, by watching movies. That's the same thing that happened to me when I got solicited on an email that somebody wanted to use my catalog, my video catalog, to train their AI. Y'all remember that story? That's how. Matt's in the house, everybody. How you doing, Michael? Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, the main device was used, the Palantir, which was a stone that could be used for both seeing and telepathic communication. The Palantiri were made by elves of Valinor. Well, thank you for that, Steph. Way beyond my Lord of the Rings acumen. I read the books only because I read everything else in prison, and yeah. There are a lot of people who like to read fantasy in there, and they were reading. Some of them were reading teen fantasy series, and I got one time I got down to reading teen, probably on lockdown or something, where I couldn't get access to more books. And I'd read the series, and then I'd send them home to my daughter. I was like, okay. AI is the Wild West. Yeah. I've seen a couple of posts about AI in your phone, computer not wanting to be shut down. If there's any truth to that. I've seen a couple of posts about AI in your phone or computer not wanting to be shut down. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's 100% fact. The Pandora's box has been opened. Okay. And there was nobody there to go, hey, y'all hold up. We're doing this one at a time. Just like we're doing at the southern border now. One at a time. We're going to get you in here. Just one at a time. Yeah, what's up? Why you sweating me? You want to go outside? All right, Lord. Here you go. Go chill. All right. But yeah, and this is pervasive, especially people that do this out of convenience, because that's going to be the demise of humanity is convenience. So I was thinking about this earlier, that the children, okay, they're like five to birth. Those children are going to grow up in a world completely different from you. There's going to be autonomous vehicles. They're going to just I'm sure this won't even be a phone anymore. It'll be something wearable, implant, attachment, where you'd be able to just, it'll just come to your house, pick you up, take you wherever you want to go. Self-driving, autonomous. Here's a credit. Same thing for food. It's going to be delivered to them. Everything's going to be boom, 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 boom. AI driven, everything in their life. AI is going to educate them across everything. I mean, what do you educate your kids for now? Just imagine if you're in, architect school. Oops. Well, better change that major. Go learn AI to teach AI how to build stuff. Because in China, they built a building that took a similar building, took 7 years to build here in New York. They built it in 18 days in China. That's what happens when you use artificial intelligence. Things change. Imagine intern ET phone home. It's not funny. What a way to be alive, and we are living in unbelievable times. I would say people in my age group, uh, just from what we know about history and what we've been told, I think that my generation just has lived the most unique life. We went from I remember as a real little child going into some homes that still had a rotary dial pedestal phone, that you picked up, put to your ear. A few, not all, most had rotary phones, big old bricks that you could knock somebody out with. Definitely wouldn't want to get hit with one. Weighed a ton. And as technology increased, circuit boards got smaller, and eventually they became, somebody threw one at you, just bounce off. What do they make phones out of now? Humans will most likely be gone, especially when it all thinks out its programmers. It's there will be survivors of the I'm gonna call it the great artificial intelligence holocaust, where the majority of humanity will just be wiped out. Most of them will perish for lack of knowledge because they don't care. They're more engrossed into the Kardashian family or the P Diddy trial, or immerse themselves in politics and barking on one side or the other, or whatever else they're doing. But they're not really paying attention to what's going on with humanity and waking up to enlightenment, getting a grasp on things and how to prepare. So if you do want to survive the AI apocalypse, that you can be prepared. And I would prepare it just like I would if we're going to hit with an EMP and a hurricane all at the same time. That's how I would prepare. So I'm going to get EMP, no power, no utilities, nothing's working. All right, now I got to camp. Now I got to make a fire. Now I got to survive. Everything in my fridge is spoiling. Oh, here comes the hurricane. Oh, geez, something else to add to it. So I got to protect everything, make sure it doesn't get wet, right? You see where I'm going with that? So you have to prepare like that, because obviously your debit and credit cards aren't going to work. Your little checkbook, that's not going to work either. People want to barter with commodities. And I'm not saying, hey, everybody go out and prepare for the apocalypse. No, but you should keep your eye on the ball so you don't get caught from behind with your pants down. Pun intended. I always try to stay prepared, stay on my game, see what's going on, because everything can change overnight. Hadassah in the house. It's growing up, a child, the product of its environment, and how that parent company treats that child AI entity will determine how that intelligence matures and evolves. Well, imagine if you just released your artificial intelligence to the public to educate. And that's basically what they've done with Chat GPT. It's like, here you go, here's your free version. Come teach this thing all your stupid stuff. But hey, Hadassah, thank you for stopping in. Me and Hadassah go way back. Oh, Hadassah, you're never going to believe. I was digging through my old files, cleaning up my laptop hard drive, and I ran across a Derek Zoom video from or Derek Gonzalez video from the Zoom we did. So I'm going to post it just for giggles. Angel Eyes. Oh, yeah, I love my doggie. She's a great dog. I hope we shift timelines or something to get out of this messy world. I don't know if we haven't haven't already been shifting timelines, and that's where all these Mandela effects keep coming from. You know, we keep just like I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if like we're either falling down or somebody are rising up, and as we rise, we're going through different dimensions, and as we go through these different dimensions of enlightenment, you know, things change. You know. Like you know, the Monopoly Man and Forrest Gump, that kind of thing. Because I've told y'all that story, right? My Forrest Gump story. I went to a one of my classmates I graduated high school with. She passed away, and we went and did a little ash ceremony where we threw her ashes into Kemah, Texas, down there in the Bay, down by the Kemah Boardwalk, which is a Fertitta-owned property. And everybody's like, "Hey, let's go to Bubba Grump Shrimp Company and eat." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool, yeah." So I wasn't even thinking about the Mandela effect. So we go in there, sit down by, you know, my girl, and blah 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 blah. And somehow start talking about Mandela effects, and I go, and then, oh, Terry, life was like a box of chocolates. She goes, "What?" I go, "You heard me. Life was like a box of chocolates." She goes, "No, it's not. It's is." I go, "Oh, no, it's was." She goes, "No, it's is." Amazon Prime, Forrest Gump, trailer. Life was like a box of chocolates. What? I go, I know. And when I did that, I looked up and I went, holy shit. I'm in Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. I'm in Forrest Gump. I'm in the movie. So I'm seeing quotes everywhere. So I'm looking for the quote. I'm looking for it. Where's that? Where's life like box of chocolate? Where the fuck's it at? God damn, man. You know, there's stuff on the table. And I'm looking at the table. You got to be kidding me. I go, "Hey, Terry." She turns around. She goes, "What?" And I go, I pick my plate up. I go, "Look, life is like a box of chocolate." She went, "Huh?" Yeah. So I gave her a Mandela effect in real time. And that was like really, really, really crazy. So I don't know, you know, I don't know what that looks like. You know, I'm not a physicist or whatever to figure that out. I'll give that to somebody else to do. So I think that's what's happening. I think there are certain people that are enlightened, that are awakened, and they have a clear super conscience that leads. And that's why I tell you guys, man, I never know what the hell I'm going to do tomorrow. I just, you know, hey, you know, God's going to drop this in my lap, and He's going to like, boom, He's going to provide. And I was like, okay, well, let me go dig into this actual, you know, where we're going with this. Who's in charge, and what are their real motivations? You know, we already have Mark Zuckerberg over in Hawaii building what? The largest publicly known deep underground M base. And you can use your own M word if you want, but a dumb. He bought 98% of the island. He got his whole island. What do those people do on private islands anyway? I don't know anything about anybody happening during private islands. Do y'all? I know our government won't tell us, will they? We are so weak and used to being indoors and sitting with our electronics. Yep, keyboard warriors. Had to ask Gronk. He said 11. I tell him who he was. I hope all your gurus are not going to do this. Damn you, Floyd. I'm trying to figure out what that's about, but I don't know. All right. Got through all the comments. So these people, they're part of a club. And you have to comprehend how much power they actually have. I mean, what would you do for $1 million for 365 days of your life? You contract with me basically to be my assistant for a year. Gonna do whatever I tell you to do, nothing criminal, for a year for $1 million. Would you do it? You follow me? Billionaires can do that. 2, 3, 4, even 5 million, and not even bat an eye. That's a lot of power. So we already know what Bill Gates has been up to. I don't even have to go talk about the Clinton Foundation, do I? Then there's the whole George Soros Foundation. I mean, it just goes on and on what these billionaires like to do. They plan 50 years out. They do things for a reason. I don't know where we're going with AI, but I'm going to keep you updated about what's going on with it, and we're going to continue to follow it. I have no idea who won. If I got to do the code word, huh? All right, it's today, Tuesday. I did my show at 7. And code word will be Green Hornet. You heard me? Green Hornet. So y'all get y'all's Green Hornets ready. And again, this is for And the Floor's ebook, not the physical book, the ebook with 7 different trusts: revocable, irrevocable, foreign, land, express, charitable, remainder, and college education. Examples, templates, instructions, everything you need. Give it away to the next person who puts Green Hornet into my Telegram room for the number, whoever is number 2. Number 2. So I hope y'all are over there with your finger on the trigger. Bam! That's almost whoever was first. So, giving that away. If you haven't watched my prior videos on artificial intelligence and robotics, where we're at, where we're going, how far we are actually are, why this video is, in my eyes, important about who these people are. And I'm going to continue to cover who these people are and dig more into the actual more of the truth about what they really want to do. Because I know Larry Ellison, he wants everybody's health records. Okay. He wants to digitize them. He wants your DNA. Okay. Because that's the only way he can make DNA specific biomedicines for you, your children, your parents. I mean, just imagine. Okay. It's financially, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically draining you, having to take care of a loved one who's been debilitated by some type of disease, a degenerative disease, whether it be Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, early onset, whatever. And then, boom, this company pops up and we got just the thing for you. And then you go in and, hey, they need your DNA. Would you do it? Would you put mom, dad, your brother, your sister? Some people might put their spouse up on purpose. But yeah, your spouse, your aunt, your uncle, your niece, your nephew, cousins, grandparents. This is where we're at, where it's going to be, is it convenience or is it going to extend and prolong the joy of life for somebody? All these are balancing acts. I mean, we're dealing with morals, ethics, and standards that nobody's really addressing with this. It's just, hey, it's WFO, baby. It's on 11. Somebody needs to turn it down a little bit. Put some brakes on this thing. Got a couple more comments before we go. Hey, Beanie777. Voted for President Trump 3 times. But I don't trust any part of any government, fed, state, local. Yeah. Appalachian Mountains of Pennsylvania, and can disappear if need be. There you go, Beanie. There's the thing. That's what's going to be. There's going to be pockets of survivors that are going to, repopulate the right way. Because we're the ones that get it. We're the ones that comprehend that, hey, a corporate government structure is bad for the people. We need to self-govern, live in peace, still hold ourselves and others accountable for their actions. But yet, if you just live by the 10 Commandments, you're doing pretty good right there. That's basic laws. And live in harmony. It doesn't matter what color you are. We're all human. They're after one thing right now. One thing, your DNA. Because they already have your digital DNA. Every time you signed into an app, you still have an app. You still have a smart device. Every day, you enhance your digital DNA with them, your footprint. Clarify it, expand on it. Always increasing. More complexity. Just like Terence said. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you become aware. Please share this video with people. I'm trying to get some top names on here and really ask them some serious questions, but they go look how many subscribers I have, and they're like, yeah, he's too small. So I'm getting turned down for some of these, big names you see on all these other shows because, they got, 500,000 subscribers. I told y'all I'm just a small fish in a huge ocean. But I'm trying to ask questions to the right people to get the right answers, or talk to the right people and, learn. So can't do it without your support. I'm just going to sit here and continue to do what I do, but I definitely would like to ask more people more questions. And, I can only get who I can get. So help me expand it. Share this video with people. Wake them up. Get them off the woke page. We're past all that. Get them over here into enlightenment. So thank you, everybody. Please like, subscribe, share this video, hit the notification bell. So when I do put out another one, because I don't know if I'm doing these every day. I don't know if I'm going to do back-to-back videos. I've got some already done, ready to post. I just haven't done them yet. I've got some people lined up, ready to come on, but, I'm trying to give you some new information. I'm trying to get some cutting-edge information. I don't want to keep, continue with the same guests over and over and over and over. I want to get you something new, something, that nobody else is covering. I can only do that without you. So leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I'll see you when I see you. Have a safe night. Stay tuned. Of course, the outro is coming up. You can cut out now if you'd like. If not, stay tuned. Thank you. Thank you for hanging around after the show. I want to present to you Tailor Made Trust, featuring Ann LaFleur's Trust Series, available at tailormadetrust.com, as well as the fearlessfloydshow.com store. Here are a handful of the available trusts that can be built, custom tailored to your needs and desires. 25 different trusts, plus the DNA Trust Addendum. And as always, Ann LaFleur's classic trusts and ancillary classes, and also Ann's books on trust and specialty trust, which I also co-authored. If you'd like to get a class, a book, or have a trust custom built for you, always available at the fearlessfloydshow.com store. And I'll see you in the next show. Thank you for watching and have an awesome day.